Hello everyone, I am Mika. Welcome you all to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss about the term mutation. So let's learn in detail about it. So this term mutation was introduced by the scientist Hugo de Vries in the year 1901. Remember the scientist name, it is very important. Hugo de Vries discovered the term mutation in the plant evening primrose. Its scientific name is Oenothera lamarckiana. Okay, scientific name is Oenothera lamarckiana. So in this plant, Hugo de Vries discovered mutation. Now the question arises here is, what is mutation? How will you define mutation? Mutation is defined as the change in the amount or the structure of the genetic material. Okay, if there is any change in the structure, any part of the chromosome is deleted or inserted, then we can say there is a change in the structure, or the amount of the genetic material is doubled. Okay, so it leads to mutation. Now if mutation is taking place in the germ cell, then we call it a germinal mutation. Germ cells like your sperm cells or egg cells, if it is taking place in such cells, then it leads to germinal mutation. And if it is taking place in somatic cells, rest other body cells beside the sex cells, if it is taking in such cells, then we can call it as a somatic mutation. Germinal mutation can be inherited to the next generation. Okay, this can be inherited, but somatic cannot. Germinal can be inherited because it is taking place in the gametes. Alright, somatic like cancer. Cancer cannot be inherited to the next generation because this is taking place in the somatic cell. Okay, it is clear. Now the mutation is divided into two: chromosomal and gene mutation. Let's see the flow chart of it. Chromosomal mutation. Here I am going to cover about chromosomal mutation. Okay, so you can see mutation is divided into chromosomal and gene mutation. Focus in the chromosomal mutation. It is divided into two: morphological modifications and changes in the number of chromosome. Morphological modification in chromosome means there is a change in the structure of the chromosome. If one chromosome is affected, then we call it intrachromosomal, or if two chromosomes are affected, then we call it as a intrachromosomal modification. Okay, now intrachromosomal modification takes place in two ways: deletion and inversion. In deletion, any part of the chromosome is deleted, whereas in inversion, the part gets reversed. If we talk about translocation, the parts are or segment of the chromosome is translocated to other chromosome, whereas in duplication, the part of the chromosome is duplicated. If we talk about changes in the number of chromosome, it occurs in two ways: aneuploidy and polyploidy. In aneuploidy, either one, two or three chromosomes are added or deleted. If we talk about polyploidy, in this, whole set of chromosomes gets changed. See, for example, humans, we have a diploid cell. We have two sets of each chromosome. Okay, we have two sets of each chromosome like this. Now if suppose one more is added, now we have three sets of each chromosome, so now the condition becomes triploid 3n type of condition. Okay, if we have four sets of chromosome, then the situation becomes 4n type tetraploid. So in this, what will happen in polyploidy? Whole sets of chromosome gets changed. For example, if we have many chromosomes, we have 46 chromosomes. Okay, now if one chromosome is added, now how many chromosomes do we have? One at each set's chromosome is added at each set. Okay, 609 and 4 by 69 chromosomes. So now we have a 69 chromosomes. So this is polyploidy. Okay, so this one is clear to you. Now see this figure. These things you know, I think so, but again I am recalling you. This is the cell. Inside the cell there is a nucleus, and inside the nucleus there is a nucleolus and chromosomes. Okay, so this is a chromosome. Chromosome is made up of DNA. Okay, this is the DNA, and DNA contains genes. So if the mutation is taking place in the gene, okay, If there any change in the gene, if the gene is deleted or it is added, then it is considered as a gene mutation. Or if it is taking place in the chromosomes, and if there is any change in the structure or in the number of chromosome, then it is called as chromosomal mutation. So let's see here the chromosomal mutation. Chromosomal mutation, or we can say chromosomal aberrations. So it takes place in two ways: morphological modification or changes in the number of chromosomes. So morphological modification is taking place in two ways: interchromosomal and interchromosomal. Interchromosomal, one chromosome is affected, and in interchromosomal, two chromosomes gets affected. So let's see first the intrachromosomal modification. So this is intrachromosomal. This is deletion. Okay. Deletion. In the deletion, the part is deleted or lost. So you can see this chromosome. This is the original chromosome, and in this part, AB part is deleted. Okay, now the modified one, it is modified now. The modified one is shorter in length because the part is deleted. So this is a terminal type of deletion because it is taking place from the terminal end. Now if the deletion is from any other part, not from the terminal part, then we call it a intercalary deletion. So in this figure, this is the original chromosome. Here you can see the CD part is deleted. Now the modified one is smaller or shorter in length. The original one is longer in length. Now move on to the inversion. In the inversion, the parts gets inverted. Okay, or we can say it is reversed. So this part, this segment, AB segment is reversed. This is the inversion. If the inversion involves the centromere, okay, in this figure you can see this is inversion which involves a centromere, and this part is reversed because it involves centromere, so we call it a pericentric inversion. If the centromere is not involved, then it is considered as a paracentric inversion. Now look at this figure. Here you can see this is a normal chromosome and this is the deleted one. Okay, in the normal chromosome all the segments are present, but in the deleted one, this part, that is CD segment, is not present, it is deleted. So in the normal one, a loop is formed at that place where the pairing is not done, because this part is not present in the deleted chromosome. The CD part is not here, so at this place in the normal chromosome a loop is formed. Okay, so this is about intrachromosomal modifications in which only one chromosome is affected. Now move on to the interchromosomal modification, which two chromosomes gets affected. So first see this translocation. This is a simple type. In this you can see the chromosome is translocating its part to the next chromosome. These are the non-homologous chromosome. This is the part ABC which is translocated to this one. Now you can observe that the chromosome which is the donor becomes shorter in length, and the one which is the recipient becomes longer in length. Alright, so this is a simple type of translocation. Now if we move on to reciprocal one, in the reciprocal one there is no change in the length of the chromosome. Okay, you can see this, the length remains the same, but there is a change in the segment of the chromosome. So this is a segment which they are mutually transferring it to each other. Okay, so in this case you can see the length remains the same, but the segments gets changed. Now if we talk about duplication, the part of the chromosome is duplicated twice or thrice. The part is duplicated. So these are the homologous chromosome, and this can occur during the crossing over when they are exchanging their segment, or it can take place during the synapses when the chromosomes comes closer to each other. Okay, this is about the interchromosomal modification in which two chromosomes are affected. So this is about the modification in chromosome. Now about changes in the number of chromosomes. Changes in the number of chromosomes takes place in two ways: aneuploidy and polyploidy. So first we will discuss about aneuploidy. Aneuploidy is of two types. One which involves a loss of chromosome is considered as hypoploidy, and in which there is addition of chromosome is termed as hyperploidy. So hyperploidy involves monosomy and nullisomy. Okay, monosomy and nullisomy are hyperploidy type in which there is a loss of chromosome, and trisomy and tetrasomy are placed in hyperploidy, okay, in which there is a addition of chromosome. So both the T's, remember, both the T's are placed in hyperploidy because there is a addition of chromosomes. Now look this figure. Here you can see this is the normal chromosome complement, okay, normal situation, diploid type 2n. Now these all are the different types of hyperploidy and hyperploidy. So first focus on the monosomy. In monosomy, mono means one chromosome is missing from the pair. Okay, here you can see one chromosome or one set of chromosome is missing. So situation becomes, or it can be written as 2n minus 1. Okay, 2n is the normal situation, and if suppose one set of chromosome is missing, then it is written as 2n minus 1. And in nullisomy, both the homologous chromosomes are missing, both the homologous chromosomes. Okay, the situation is written as 2n minus 2. So these two are the hyperploidy because there is a loss of chromosome. This is double monosomy. In double monosomy, from each homologous chromosome, one set is lost. Okay, so the situation can be written as 2n minus 1 minus 1. This is double monosomy. Now if we talk about trisomy and tetrasomy, in which there is addition of chromosome. So in the trisomy, there are addition of one set of chromosomes. So here now you can see there are 3 sets of chromosomes. So the situation is written as 2n is the normal situation plus one set of chromosome is added. So the situation is 2n plus 1. In tetrasomy, there are 2 sets of chromosomes. Okay, addition of 2 sets of chromosomes. So now here there are 4 types of chromosome. Okay, 4 types of homologous chromosome. The situation is written as 2n plus 2. Okay, 2 chromosomes are added. If it is double tetrasomy, then 2n plus 2 plus 2. At 2 places, 2 more sets are added. Here also, and you can see here as well as in this place also. At 2 places, 2 more chromosomes are added. So the situation or composition can be written as 2n plus 2 plus 2. Now move on to the abnormalities. Here you can see these are the sex chromosomal abnormalities, Turner syndrome and Klinefelter syndrome. So to learn these, just think the situation where there is a normal egg containing X chromosome and 2 abnormal eggs, one containing both the chromosome, both the sex chromosomes, and one is devoid of that chromosome. If we talk about the sperms, so this sperm is a normal containing one X, this is also normal containing one Y sexual chromosome, and this one containing XY, so this is abnormal, and this is also abnormal because containing no sex solvent, no sex chromosome. Okay. Now if this egg, that is normal egg, fuses with or fertilizes with this sperm, then it leads to a situation called Klinefelter syndrome, XXY. Same in this case also. This egg, that is the abnormal egg, if it fertilizes with normal Y sperm, then it also leads to XXY type of situation, that is Klinefelter syndrome. Now if we talk about Turner syndrome, this type of situation happens when an egg containing no X chromosome fuses with the sperm containing one X chromosome. Okay, or if this sperm containing no chromosome, no sexual chromosome, fuses with this egg containing one X chromosome. Okay, it leads to X0 type of situation, which results in a disease called Turner syndrome. Okay, now this Turner syndrome, in this there is a presence of one X chromosome, so these are sterile female, and here one Y chromosome is there, so these are sterile male. Okay. So let's see the symptoms of the Turner syndrome. So these types of people are having short stature, no menstruation, rudimentary ovaries, Okay, ovaries are rudimentary, means they are inactive, or we can say very small ovaries are there, and uterus is also very small. There is a loose skin of the neck, and these people have some masculine characteristic like heavy neck muscles, whereas hips are very narrow. If we see the symptoms of the Klinefelter syndrome, you can see these types of person are having small testes, unusually long legs, mentally retarded, okay, and these have some feminine characteristic, for example breast development. Okay, so these are Turner syndrome and Klinefelter syndrome, both are the sexual abnormalities. One more thing is left, that in Turner syndrome, how many chromosomes are there? Generally we have 46 chromosomes, so here one chromosome is deleted, or we can say one chromosome is missing, so here there are 45 chromosomes. Okay, in Klinefelter syndrome, one chromosome is added, so such person are having 47 chromosomes. Okay, this is a situation which is called trisomy, because one chromosome is added, and this one Turner syndrome is due to monosomy. Okay, because one chromosome is deleted from here. Now move on to the one more disease, that is autosomal disease, but here also trisomy is there at the 21st position. Okay, now these two, as we talked about Klinefelter and Turner, and this one Down syndrome, these disease occurs due to the non-disjunction of the chromosome during the cell division. Okay, this is due to non-disjunction of the chromosome. Here you can see there are 3 chromosomes at 21st position. So if there are 3 chromosomes at 21st position, then it leads to a disease called Down syndrome, and such persons have broad forehead, rounded face, a Mongolian type of eyelid, very short neck, hands are flat, lower lip is projecting outward, and they also have very little intelligence. Okay, again I am repeating, they have very broad forehead, Mongolian type of eyelid, lower lip is projecting outward, and rounded face, as well as very little intelligence. So this is about the Down syndrome, which is due to addition of the chromosome at 21st position. Okay, it is also a trisomy. So here also there are 47 chromosomes. Okay, now about the polyploidy. Polyploidy means the addition of the complete sets of chromosome. Okay, it is divided into two: autopolyploidy and allopolyploidy. Autopolyploidy appears when an individual has more than 2 sets of chromosomes. So this is a situation in which you can see the individual has more than 2 sets of chromosomes. Okay, first position you can see there are 3 chromosomes, and as I told you, complete set of chromosomes gets changed, but they are of the same species. Okay, so autopolyploidy is intraspecific. In this there are same species. If you talk about allopolyploidy, here also there are more than 2 sets of chromosome, but they are of 2 different species. See for example Raphinus brassica, which is formed when we fertilize Raphinus sativa and Brassica oleracea. Raphinus sativa is a radish and Brassica oleracea is a cabbage. So these are the 2 different species. Radish have 18 chromosomes, Brassica also have the same 18 chromosomes. Their gametes are having 9 chromosomes. Okay, if they fuse, then we got a species which is having 18 chromosomes, okay, diploid. But these type of species, Raphinus brassica, cannot breed, because at the time of meiosis the chromosomes cannot form synapse, they cannot come closer, because they are of 2 different species. So here colchicine is added. Okay, colchicine is added. Some chemicals are there which are used to induce polyploidy. So one of the chemical is colchicine, another one is granosan. So these chemicals are added to increase the polyploidy. So here colchicine is added. Now the chromosome number gets double. Okay, so 18 are there. Now the species are having 36 chromosomes. 4n type of situation, tetraploid. Okay, 2n is 18, so 4n become 36. Now these type of species can breed. Alright, so this is about autopolyploidy and allopolyploidy. So hope you like my lecture. I want your valuable feedback. Good luck. Thank you.